What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, the MMA Mechanic, and welcome to the garage. So listen, check it out. We are here to discuss the highly anticipated fight between Dricus Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus, this one's gonna have you guys at the edge of your seats the entire time. No one really knows what's about to happen, right? I kind of have an idea, and I have some thoughts. Some narratives are going out there right now that I'm not fully understanding, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents on that. But I want to first start by saying, Dricus is a very powerful guy, great cardio. He has the ability to hurt Khamzat later in the rounds. If the fight gets dragged into the championship rounds, the advantage will be on his side. Dricus is just like I said, he's a powerful guy. He does have a blitz, that power blitz forward that he uses to close to get to his opponents to land. Because we know if he lands, he can put you out. He definitely has an unorthodox style. It's hard to deal with. He's able to switch stances at will, it seems. I mean, he's very, very good at that, even though it looks a little wonky. He's very, very, very good at that. He has his own way of entering his entries into his, his setups for his combinations. Dricus, he's, like I said, he's going to be a problem, man. But honestly, guys, I just think we're thinking a little too hard about this one. Let me talk to you for a second. Let me talk to you for a second. Just hear me out on this one, because I think this will make more sense to you guys after I'm done. Khamzat might be the only fighter in the UFC right now that can say, all right, it doesn't matter who's in front of me. In this first round, I decide that I'm going to 10-8 you. This is going to be a 10-8 round, the first round, because I decide so. That's literally, I'm deciding that it's going to be a 10-8 round. So that's what's going to happen in the first round. That is literally how good Khamzat is. We saw what he did to Kamaru, who is all world. We saw what Kamaru just did to Joaquin Buckley. We saw what Khamzat did to Robert Whittaker, Kevin Holland. Khamzat literally has the ability to say, I'm going to 10-8 you in the first round, and does it. No one can stop it. Hit the like button if you at least agree with that. If you at least agree with that. If you don't, comment. I want to hear why. So we're starting off there. Then we go to the second round. Right? What does everybody say? Khamzat has it the first 2 rounds and then he falls off a cliff. So if that's the case, what if he wins the second round? He gets a 10-8. I'm just hypotheticals. Hypotheticals, I get it. He gets a 10-8 in the first. He wins the second round. Now Dricus has to win the next 3 rounds for it to even be a draw. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, man. Think about this for a second. We saw Derrick Brunsen take this man's back. Imagine what Khamzat's going to do on his back. Khamzat is a way better wrestler than Derrick Brunsen, and which leads me to my next point. Khamzat, in my opinion, is still maybe Kai Barajo, but I think Khamzat is still the best wrestler in the middleweight division, even when he's tired. You don't believe me? Did he not take down Kamaru Usman in the 3rd round? And wasn't he, quote-unquote, gassed in that round? Did he not take him down? Kamaru Usman is one of the best wrestlers in the UFC today. He just put on a wrestling masterclass against Joaquin Buckley. We saw what Khamzat did to Gilbert Burns. Did he not take him down in the 3rd round? In that war, by the way, where he was pressing forward, where in the 3rd round, he was pressing forward. Help me understand. So let's talk about that narrative, though, right? Let's talk about that narrative. And let me just say one more thing before we get into his cardio falls off a cliff. Did we not see Kamaru Usman land a left hook inside left hook on a flush left hook on Khamzat in the third round. Yum 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 yum. Did we not see Gilbert Burns crack Khamzat with the overhand right on his cheek? Yum 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 yum. Yes, he stumbled him. That would have put away anybody else. Khamzat eats it. That hook by Kamaru. You're telling me that's not putting everybody else away? We know Kamaru has power in his hands. So these shots both landed in the third round of these fights, the fights that he was pushed the farthest. When he has, so what happens when your cardio starts to go? Your chin starts to go too, right? This man is eating flush overhand rights from a prime Gilbert Burns. He's taking down a prime Gilbert Burns who is all-world jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, 4-time champion or whatever, right? Kamaru Usman, we know his accolades in wrestling. Did we not see Khamzat still take him down in the third round? I'm just saying. Are we not seeing these things? Did we not? So okay. Let me ask you this question. Go back and watch that fight, and then come back real quick. Did you see Khamzat retreating, backing up on the back foot, in his fight against Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns in both their fights, or was he majority of the way pressing forward, especially against Gilbert Burns, where he had an even crazier war, where punches were thrown all over the place? Still had hands high, did he not? Still have hands high. Was he still not feinting? Those same feints that are going to give DDP problems. Yes, he was slowed down, but who doesn't slow down? I mean, these guys aren't invincible. They're not all Marab. Who doesn't slow down? Yes, he's not even close to what he is in the first and second round. I get that. But he doesn't have to be. He's still, in my opinion, even when tired, the best wrestler in that division. And maybe Cabarajo. Maybe Cabarajo is the one, is the exception. So, guys, go back and watch the fight. Where is it that he's just... I mean, he's defending himself. He's pressing forward. Right? So am I missing something here? I mean, if he's so gassed and his gas tank falls off, why is he still shooting takedowns and getting them against all world wrestlers and jiu-jitsu artists, grapplers? I mean, guys, we're thinking too hard. We are thinking too hard, man. Look, so let's get into some more of the nitty-gritty right here. Okay, so we already said that, talked about Derrick Brunsen taking his back. We know that Derrick Brunsen took him down and controlled him. We're talking about DDP here. We know that Derrick Brunsen took Dricus down and controlled him. We know that Derrick Brunsen was landing 1-2s down the middle. Our Khamzat's 1-2s not way crisper than Derrick Brunsen's. Even when, I mean, the second and third rounds, when he was throwing those 1-2s with Kamaru, these weren't wild shots he was throwing. These were good straights down the middle. Like, Derrick Brunsen is nowhere near the level of Khamzat, man. Nowhere near the level of Khamzat, man. I'm sorry, guys. We saw Robert. Do we not see Robert Whittaker take this man down? Double leg. I'm just trying to so imagine what. So a tired Khamzat is a better wrestler than Robert Whittaker. A better wrestler than even Derrick Brunsen, who Derrick Brunsen was a very good wrestler. Did we not see Dricus try and power his way um, out of being Brunson's top pressure? I'm struggling with this one, guys. I don't see what everyone is seeing. DDP has never faced anybody the level of this grappler. Even when I'm gonna keep saying it, even when Khamzat is tired, he's never even faced anybody that level either. Listen, I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the fighters that DDP has fought, right? So he has Strickland. So who has the most power out of these guys? Strickland, Adesanya, Robert Whittaker, right? Those are the three most recent fights. Who which one of those guys has more power than Khamzat? Did we think about this? Did we not see Khamzat in the southpaw stance? Did we not see him drop Gilbert Burns badly? I mean, did we not see that? And so the same southpaw stance that we saw Adesanya light up DDP with body kicks. Now here's the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and start talking about how Khamzat and Izzy's striking or anywhere close to the same. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. But what I will say is, what did Izzy use to have success? Was he not feinting? Was it not the feints that he was using to keep DDP off balance, to keep DDP on the back foot? Well, I mean, like, we did see that fight, right? And so if you look at Khamzat, even in the third round of the Gilbert Burns fight, constant feints. Even in the third round of the Kamaru fight, constant feints. I'm not saying that he has as good striking, but he does have the sharp 1-2. He has on the southpaw stance. He has that great lead jab. Ability to switch stances at will. Same thing with DDP, which is it's gonna make that fight a little bit interesting. It's gonna make the fight interesting for sure. Did we not see Derrick Brunsen landing teep kicks that hurt DDP? I saw Khamzat throwing teep kicks against Gilbert Burns. Not as much against Kamaru, but definitely for sure against Gilbert Burns. I would think that this is something that they're looking at in Khamzat's camp. Right? He does have a nice body kick as well. The one thing I will say is that I did see Gilbert Burns land some really nice leg kicks against Khamzat, and Dricus has some powerful leg kicks. Powerful leg kicks. It doesn't matter. Listen, look, that aside, it doesn't matter with a round, man. Khamzat is always feinting. The threat of the takedown, the level changes is always dangerous with Khamzat, even if he is tired. So this idea that DDP is just going to blitz through him in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds, I'm having trouble with. If we have a wrestler as dominant as Khamzat, we've seen wrestlers before take guys down to catch a breather, right? But, I mean, is this not something that we could see Khamzat do? Especially with a guy that's trying to muscle his way out from being on bottom. Dricus just has unorthodox ways of doing a lot of things. It's not, sound ways of doing a lot of things. But I mean, I see this being even if it gets outside of the second round, I don't see this being this one-sided beatdown in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds that everybody thinks is going to happen. Khamzat is still very dangerous. He can still take a punch. Like, again, that flush overhand that he, and that's one of many. That left hook that Kamaru landed, that's one of many. And it wasn't like he was retreating. He was pressing forward, even in those exchanges, in those firefights. I'm not saying that's the best move for him to do, but I do think this is what I do think. I do think that DDP struggles on the back foot, and I think the feints are going to keep him there more than we're accustomed to seeing. So now when he's on that back foot, and Khamzat is constantly switching stances, right? Keeping to his body, landing that leg kick to his body. That in the southpaw stance is a very powerful right lead jab. Guys, this is not me saying it. This is not me saying, and this is not even my. I'm gonna come out. This is part one. I'm gonna come with another video because I am going to look deeper into. This is just me talking off of what I've seen, right? I'm gonna come back with do a little bit more digging, and maybe there's something else I'm missing. Maybe you guys will leave me a comment that'll make me think a little bit more. But I'm not seeing this one-sided beatdown that everybody's talking about. I'm just not seeing it in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. I think it is much, much more likely that DDP gets subbed in rounds 1 or 2 than it is for him to get stopped in the third, fourth, or fifth. Much more likely. I think it's much more likely that we see a decision. We could don't get me wrong. We could see DDP stop him. I'm not saying that DDP is game. DDP has improved leaps and bounds, in my opinion. We saw him improve so much versus Strickland in the second fight. We saw him mid-fight improve versus Adesanya, make adjustments. So I'm not saying that he can't finish him, but I think that there's more. I think you guys are not giving Khamzat the credit that he deserves. Even when he's tired, I'm sorry, he's still the best wrestler in the middleweight division. Maybe Kai Barajo. And maybe we'll find that out too, because I think Kai Barajo beats him up, Nasruddin. Listen, I'm leaning Khamzat. Listen, I've already made that clear in this video. But I'm going to dig, and I'm going to look back a little bit more. Maybe there's something that I miss. But when it comes to the first 2 rounds, again, Khamzat could 10-8 him. Khamzat 10-8 him in the first round. I think that's what you do. You're still explosive in the second round. I can see Khamzat being up, winning the second round, and now he's up. Now Dricus has to win three rounds to even get a draw. So then he needs a finish, really, to win the fight. I know Khamzat needs to win to actually get the belt, but if he 10-8s him in the first round and wins the second round, that is huge. That is so huge. That's such a huge way to start the fight. I mean, guys, let's go back through it. The guy isn't retreating versus Kamaru. If anything, he's meeting him in the middle, and he's pressing forward. He's definitely pressing forward against Gilbert Burns. In the later rounds, a tired, gassed out Khamzat is eating flush shots from Kamaru Usman. 1-2s down the middle, hooks. Eating them. I mean, it doesn't look like he got rocked. I mean, maybe he's stunned, but like he's not wobbling all over the place, rocked, clearly fatigued. He's taking the punch and still walking forward. Even when he was rocked against Gilbert, recovered and persisted to walk forward again, pressuring Gilbert on the fence, landing crazy in the end of the Kamaru fight. Did we not see them? The only thing he didn't do was point at the ground. But weren't they not throwing trying to haymakers trying to finish each other at the end of the fight versus Kamaru? So how is a gas tired done person doing something like that? So this gas that he gasses completely and falls off a cliff narrative, it has to, like, come on guys, seriously. Yes, he isn't as explosive as he is in the first round or first round and a half. Who is? His feints are going to give DDP problems because guess what? Even when tired, he is still the best wrestler in the division. So him feinting level changes are going to we're going to see it impact DDP more than we're accustomed to. The threat of the takedown is real, especially with Khamzat. I don't care what round it is. You think I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what round it is. He's going to see it, and it's going to impact him. He's going to react to those feints. I mean, his ability to wrestle will give him. I mean, if DDP is overwhelming him, you don't think he can lean on the wrestling to get DDP down like he did to a Kamaru Usman in the third round, to a Gilbert Burns in the third round, and utilize that time to maybe reset or give himself a little bit of a breather? He was still very heavy on top of Kamaru in the third round. That's not what a labored person does. That can't. He's completely gassed out. I'm just saying, man. We're thinking too much about this, and I'm ranting. So listen, guys, this is one a part. We'll make another part to this video because I'm gonna dig deeper, and maybe there's something I'm missing, but I don't think there is. I just don't think there is. I think it's much like I said before, it's much likely. It's much more likely of a chance that we see a Khamzat first or second round finish than we see a DDP third, fourth, or fifth round finish. I actually think there's more of a chance that we see a decision than we see a DDP third, fourth, or fifth round finish. That one might be a little closer. It's your boy, the MMA Mechanic. Like, comment, subscribe, bell icon, share with your homies. I'm out.